haven't won the Creekwater USA. They are, giving out information, but a lot of time they use the glitz, the glamour, they use the profanity, they curse and they spit, and whereby the integrity of someone like a Frank Zane or myself, it can be boring, at least to some of the young athletes. But the guys that listen, that will follow instruction, and that do their homework, they are the ones that make it to the next level. If you're going to be great in anything, you have to be a student of it first. I was a student of the sport. Everything that Arnold would put in the magazine, Franco, Frank Zane, Boyer Cole, Mike Mincer, all of these people I know and I respected. So when they said something, I listened. And as a result today, I'm a piece of every last one of them. That's why the International Association of Fitness Science was formed. This is a piece of all of those champions. None of these big mouth guys on social media know that. They haven't been there, done that. So how can they speak to the true science of how it's supposed to be done? You have to be smart enough to dissemble what's true and what's not. If you don't do that, then shame on you. You make mistakes and go in the wrong direction. You have formulas that these so-called gurus are coming up with. These guys never competed. This guy, maybe he did and he won the Creekwater USA. Now you have these people running after him saying, well, this is my coach. I didn't have a coach. None of us had a coach during that era. You had a training partner. That's your coaching right there. Only trust a guru that's been there, done that. And there's very few of them out there.
In a minute, I will tell you who that was speaking there and how impactful it is to explain what's happening now. But before that, thank you so much for listening to the Stacey A. Cross Show. Do what you have to do to help me improve this show, to help me get this out there into the universe. And you could do that with one single click of the button and share this episode to your network or send it to someone in text who may just need to hear it. I've been away. I haven't gone away, but I've been away from this podcast. The last podcast I did was before the new year. And it was the podcast where I explained there's 3 places I'm going to get inspiration from. And that's in God, through myself, and in nature, right? And it's all in one, really. And I said, well, there's nothing that I'm going to force anymore. I'm not going to force a podcast episode. I'm not going to force an interview. I'm not going to force a video. I'm not going to force anything anymore. Okay? What I'm going to do is acquire the inspiration, acquire it, and then give it to the world. Just the quality of having that. You could hear it and you could do something with it. When it's forced, it becomes unreal. I've read an article that said a lot of these YouTube stars and brands are getting totally burnt out with the pressures of keeping up an episodic viewpoint on their daily lives. They're getting burnt out. They every minute they have to get another video out because the other person is getting another video out, and they're into this limbo and they're out of balance, out of control. When you start getting to that point and you have no control in your life, then things become a little confusing and you're wondering who you're working for. And I don't know if that has ever happened to you, but certainly in this speedy space, you have to be one up. But who's that going for? Are you doing it because you're in competition with yourself, because you're trying to get better and you're trying to improve? Or are you looking at the other guy, or you're looking at the other statuses and you say, man, I gotta do that. I gotta one up them. That's the wrong place to get it from. The audio clip that you heard in the beginning ties hand in hand with the theory of what's happening now. It's 8 times Mr. Olympia champion, and it's Lee Haney. And the reason that I've stumbled across such gold is because I'm inspiring myself. I've been in the gym, and really what's been really catapulting me in the gym is these 80s documentaries on bodybuilding. I don't know about you, but there's something special about an 80s, 70s, even early 90s documentaries on bodybuilding. We're talking Arnold, we're talking Frank Zane. I didn't know who these people were until let's put it like this. I always go back to the basics. And I love, if I'm in the gym, okay, I don't want to watch these new aged, beasts, okay, with all the supplements, with everything. I just want to go back to the basics, the form, the quality, how everything was done then. And I sensed that there was a different type of people, that they were classy. They had of course they were competitive, but they were class acts. And 8 times, holds the title, Lee Haney, caught my attention. And I'm watching a further interview with him because now I'm interested, right? That's what you do when you become interested. Hey, man, this person is speaking some knowledge, and let me see what I could get from this person, right? So I'm doing my homework, and that's what he's saying. People don't do their homework anymore. People just go with the glitz and the glamour. There's no ethics. There's no, let me check the credentials. There's none of that. There's this fast pace. I gotta get there. And then in the meantime, there's no skills being built. There's no discipline being built. There's no integrity. There's no character being built. It's just fake, right? So I'm listening to this, and there's other ones that I'm going to put on. In fact, I got so many sound clips now from 80s bodybuilding. Like, I know it sounds cheesy, but this stuff was just really, it pushes you to the strengths, So I'm listening to it, and I said, wow, this is very important. What he just said about, we didn't have a coach, man. We didn't have a formula. We just knew what we wanted to do, our drive and ambition. I've heard so many people back in those times when the question was asked, hey, what's your ambition? What's your goal? Man, I just want the perfect physique for me, man. This is the physique. I see it, and I go in the gym every day, and I train, and I don't stop. Okay, I don't quit. I'm going to get there. And mind you, they're training all year round for one competition. So you can't slip up. You can't just take 2-3 months off. You got to be there training hard all the time. Discipline. You're talking about nutrition. You're talking about your diet is a lifestyle. There's no diet. The diet is the food that you're eating because it's a lifestyle. There's no ketosis and then it's this and then it's that and then you're trying this and then you're trying. It's an all year round discipline. And I was fascinated by that. And I'm in the gym and I'm freaking going, and I've gotten better since, being in the gym over time. Hasn't been a great ordeal of time, but it's been so much time that I've spent that I'm looking at myself and I'm like, whoa, even I'm fucking getting better at this. Okay. But I was speaking to a friend just the other day, and I said, and this friend is a hip hop artist. He goes overseas, and he says, man, there's no love in America, man. I go overseas and they all love me out there. They're buying all my records, 7 million plays on Last FM. And man, they're really taking hip hop to a next level out there, but they're keeping it so they're full of quality. It's golden era in the overseas right now. And I was like, whoa. He's like, but what happened? What is happening? And I said, you know what? Remember when we purchased the MPC? And I remember I bought an MPC off of, I believe it was Craigslist. I think I bought it for $500 back in the day, early 2000s or whatever. And this MPC, of course, the person doesn't have any documents with it. There's no handbook to how to use this MPC. You just knew this is the tool that makes hip hop beats the best. So MPC is from Akai. It's a beat making machine, and I bought one, and I was so happy. And then I ended up getting a a Technique turntable to go with it in case you wanted to sample beats inside this MPC. You want to make some beats, okay? This is what you do. This is the standard to make beats. So I got it. There's no, what do you call that, direction book. It just didn't come with it. I bought it secondhand, okay? So I got it, and I banged it, and I banged it, and I tried, and oh shit, I erased that beat by accident. Oh, what does this button do? Okay, this is the record. Damn, I messed up, and it took me a month before I was even able to bang a beat out of there that was good enough to listen to, or he let somebody else hear. It took me a month. So I said to my friend, you remember when we got the MPC, or you remember when we got new equipment, or you remember when we were trying to do this thing, or you remember, we did not have a coach or a formula. Okay? We took this thing, and with our passion and inspiration and energy, we went about it in such a way that made sense to us. It was our creative energy that was able to do it. We didn't sit there getting confused, not taking action because we're waiting for someone else to show us how. We didn't have YouTube to watch the video. Hey, this is how you make a beat. This is how you move your feet. It wasn't there. Okay? So what Lee Haney was saying here is that, yes, you got all these formulas, you got all these people, you got all these gurus talking glitz and glamour. And what's happening right now? Everybody is a coach. Everybody got the right entrepreneurial plan. Read this book and you're gonna get it. No one even finishes the book. No one finishes the book. It looks good to actually show the book, but you haven't finished it. Guaranteed, I don't think anybody actually finished the book. Finish the book. That's the first step. Become the student of the thing. If you love business, why is there only 2 people you're actually watching on business? Why don't you look up other people who has done great business? It doesn't have to be just in America. You think America is the only place that has business? You think the 2 people that you're actually listening to are the only 2 people that has been successful in business? Entrepreneurship, self-development, improvement. See, I'm talking about, I'm so freaking pumped up off of these 80s bodybuilding, these guys and gals that were out there crushing it. For what? They didn't have social media. They was training daily, reading everything they could on nutrition. They would wait for that newsletter, the Muscle Mag, okay? To just get a glimpse if Arnold told a secret, if somebody from the past just mentioned something that they could actually try, and they went out there and tried it and done it. They weren't waiting for their coach to come around and say, okay, this is how you do it. There's too much confusion. There's too many things that you could do, and that's what's disabling you. It's not enabling you, it's disabling you. So people ask me, Stace, well, why? There's tons of video right now that you could watch. Why do you watch 80s? Because it was pure. It was pure. It wasn't none of this fugazi shit. You understand? So if you want to be a student of whatever you want to be, I implore you to do that. And I implore you to train. You don't have to talk about it. Okay, we see your work. You don't have to talk about it. The winners talk a lot when they win. Okay? There was this one part where Arnold, the video was around. Of course, they were doing a documentary, and Arnold was putting a 10-pound plate. This is how funny it is, guys. Arnold Schwarzenegger, by the way. He was putting a 10-pound plate on the bar, and he made it clamp. He was like, clink. He made it. Man, he slapped that shit on there. So the other guy was putting the other 10-weight bar on the other side, the 10-weight plate on the other, the 10-pound weight plate on the other side, and just kind of gently put it on. Arnold was like, no. You got to slam that thing. You got to make 10 pounds appear like it's 1,000 pounds. Okay? Listen, what this is about a turning point. It's a turning point in entrepreneurship. It's a turning point in self-development. It's a turning point in those that really want it. Like, it's not a game, okay? Like, you really got some huge goals. You really got the goals. You really got ambition. You got determination, man. If you got that, we gonna feel it. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. You don't need a coach. They say, Stacey, why don't you got some coaching programs? Because I don't want to coach people. They won't do it without me. You won't do it without me. You won't do it without your coach. That's not That's not being determined, man. That's not having ambition. That's being scared to fail. That's being scared to look bad. And I'm not saying you don't need a coach. Okay, certain level, you're gonna need somebody to push you, motivate you. But like Lee said, man, he had a freaking training partner. So he had a like-minded individual around him. There's no formula. So I want you to get this right and get this correct and start checking yourself, man. If you're out here for the full gazy, oh my God, look at this video, this one just put up, oh, did you watch this video? Listen, stop. Tell me what you're about to do. Study, train, get built, get hard, get tough. Do it. Don't sit there waiting for the perfect formula. Don't sit there waiting to hear that one thing that's from a coach that you have to pay 10, 15 grand for. Come on, man. We never did that back in the day. What has happened now? Don't let this shit fool you. Don't let the internet rush you, and don't let it fool you. I am Stacey A. Cross, and there is no E in it. Peace.